One of my biggest dreads is being in a situation where I can't ride anymore. Cue the intro. I suppose everybody who comes up to the big 5-0 in their life sort of realises that there's a lot of things that are coming around the corner. Old age, retirement, loss of faculties, health issues, anything. It's there, it's coming. And you're talking about a person who enjoys riding at least once or twice a week. I enjoy getting out there. I mean, I'm jonesing. I'm itching if I go with, for longer than a couple of weeks without riding. So sometimes, no matter whatever the weather, if I have a job to do, jump on the bike and do it, then great, it's an opportunity, it's an excuse. But, there's going to come a time when there might be a doctor telling you, no more, mate, you're going to have to sell your bike and not do it anymore. Or like a family intervention says, listen, you're losing too many marbles. Things that are likely to go wrong with me because it's been in the family. Both my parents have had glaucoma. Now, my old man's had it for years and years and years. Since he was in his 60s, he's had it. But then, families also had history of diabetes. And I've been spared a lot of this to this moment. But getting into a situation where you have a diabetic situation where diabetes screws with your eyes and your limbs and things like that. So I've got to keep myself match fit. Get regular checkups and everything. I don't live the most healthiest lifestyle. I mean, I'm buggered if I can be bothered to go out and do anything that can be regarded as exercise. I work in an office, so I'm sitting down all day. I'll spend my weekends, if I'm not riding, I'm lazing around doing something or other that isn't exerting. And then there's dementia. My mum died earlier on in the year, and she had dementia. She was an alcoholic and a chain smoker as well, but all of it contributed. But I sort of worry that in time I'm going to get too old and too frail to go for a ride. Now I might have 10, 15, maybe 20 years left to ride, but that's a finite time. When you're in your 20s, 30s and 40s even, it seems like a lifetime away. But when you get to heading towards 50, you start thinking about that sort of thing, and it scares you. It scares me. I don't want to give up riding. I mean, they might say, oh, listen, get off the big bikes and start getting onto something smaller and lighter, slower, easy to manoeuvre. I mean, there are some of you out there who are like, bollocks to that, I'm going to ride until the day I die. And good on you, because you ain't got enough marbles to understand what the fuck's going on in the road. I dread that. I mean, this is why people have midlife crisis. They go out and they buy themselves the sports car that they've always wanted, or they go on that vacation they've always wanted to go on, because they're like, I've been saving, scrimping and being careful all my bloody life, or I've never bothered to even think about that as an issue all my life. Now it's an issue. It's either do it now or forget it, because you're going to be in and out of the doctors or the hospital for whatever reason, and you're not going to have the time or the inclination, or the medication's not going to allow you to do whatever you want to do. And it's about that midlife time that you've actually found you've got the money to be able to splash out on things like that. You've saved enough, or your job has just given you enough of a pay raise to get to the point where you can do something like you're settled in your life. The kids are they've grown up, moved out, or you've been frugal for long enough. And they always tell you, you've got to protect yourself in your old age. But by the time you're an old man, you've done nothing to save up to look after yourself as an old man, and you're not capable of doing the things you want because you're an old fart. I don't want to do that. I mean, me and Tom and Melissa were talking about it at the gas station earlier on the way around here on our little ride. And yeah, it does scare me. I mean, Tom's mid-50s, I'm heading towards it. No, I'm not giving away my age. Just know that the 70s, I've got memories of the 70s. I've got more memories of the 80s. I don't want to stop riding. I don't intend to. I don't want Cherry to be the last bike I ever own. I mean, I'm drooling over other bikes that, one day I might want to trade Cherry in for, or get in addition to. Yes, the Rocket 3. I mean, my heart could give out on me. Not that I've got any heart issues, but I don't exactly like exercise. I don't exactly eat healthy. I mean, the next thing like, I don't want to give up, apart from motorcycles, is flipping chocolates and ice cream. Yes, I'm a chocoholic. I mean, I can go without drinking. I mean, my beer intake is like pint a flipping month. I mean, nobody goes out on the road wanting to have an accident, or wanting to have an ailment, or wanting to suddenly be incapacitated. But when it happens, regardless of where you are or what you're doing. I mean, my man, he's 94, something like that, 95. He's up there. It won't be long before he gets a telegram from the Queen. But as healthy as he is relatively healthy. Like I said, he's got glaucoma, he's got serious back issues and all that. But despite all of that, he is in pretty tip-top condition. His brain's a bit fragile, he forgets things, but that's just old age. But you know what, is he going to jump on a bike like this? There has to have been a time where it's like, sorry mate, you've got to give it up. You have to call it a year. Definitely scares me, definitely. I mean, you young people, you've got the world is your oyster. But when you start getting past that, and tell you what, whether you like it or not, time drags you, kicking and screaming into the future, into old age, and eventually into a box, or a toe tag. You start thinking about that sort of thing. I mean, my back's not the best there is. Oh, my back is always threatening to go. It's popped on a couple of occasions, which has laid me up for days or weeks at a time. I mean, when we were riding to Tennessee, you know, as comfortable as Cherry is, and Cherry is very comfortable, you know, my back started aching like crazy after a few hours. And the thing is, my back would ache no matter what seat or saddle I was riding in. I mean, I've probably come out with videos like this before, I don't remember. Got 130 videos sitting out there somewhere where I'm sure there might be one or two of them out there which say, yeah, I'm scared of getting old and being unable to ride. But I'm thinking of it now. Yeah, there's a lot of riders out there, ex-riders, who'll tell you, yeah, I used to ride, but... And then they'll start talking about dodgy knees and ankles, they'll start talking about hip replacements, bad back, inner ear conditions, blindness. They might say to you, yeah, listen, you know, don't ride a motorcycle, jump on a trike. I don't want to ride a bloody trike. I gave up with those things when I was 4 years old. And no matter what we say, as we get older, to the young people, you know, where, you know, we say to them, enjoy every moment of your life, value it. You won't see those days again. It falls on deaf ears for obvious reasons. I know, quality of life versus quantity of life. Do you really want to live to like 100 years old in the most boring way possible? Or do you want to live to 60 or 70, having lived, experienced the flavours, the experiences, the destinations, the means of travel, the excitement? I mean, here's a thought experiment for you. Okay, so here's the thought experiment. A doctor comes up to you and says to you, we have a way of being able to plug you into like the Matrix, which is basically a computer generated environment. You live in it and you experience nothing but joy and good times for the rest of your life. Here's the rub, you can't get out of it. Once you're in it, you're locked in there for life. Every single experience that you've ever wanted, every happy moment, everything which is amazing. No bad times, no bad health issues, nothing that you would consider to be bad towards you or your life or your environment, nothing like that. It's a complete joy, it is heaven for you. Do you take that, or do you say no, regardless of how good or bad life is, I want to live in reality with its good and bad? Which would you go for? I kind of wondered myself, where's the fun in that? You know, adrenaline is what goes through you when you experience something that you fear could end in your death. You know, if you were guaranteed to survive every single scenario, would it be fun? I don't know. There you go, thought experiment for you. I don't want to give up riding, I don't want to give up experiencing life. And I'm not going to for quite a few years, but it's on the horizon. It's there in the foreseeable future, not a lifetime away, but you know, 10, 20, 30 years. With every pinched nerve and every stomach ache and Every time you kind of squint because you need glasses, better prescription glasses. Every time your eyes hurt because your glaucoma might be cropping up in the near future. Every time your knee buckles. Every time you have a dizzy spell. I don't know. I keep saying I don't know, but it's true. I just don't know. I don't know what the future holds. By the time it comes up to me, I might want to not ever bloody ride again. Anyway, chances are we're the last of a generation that'll ever do these sort of hobbies. When everything becomes electric and computer autopiloted. Yeah, speaking of which, I'm Generation X. I'm one of the last generations that actually played outside, that kicked a ball about when I was a kid, that got into fights and jumped on bicycles and rode places and computer games were in their infancy. Well, if you wanted to play computer games, you went to an arcade. I'm that generation that got kicked out of their house and it wasn't even cared where we went. When I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, it was nothing for us to literally go anywhere in London. We'd jump on a bus and just tour around the West End, Buckingham Palace, everywhere. Trafalgar Square, used to hang out there a lot. I mean, those were the days when there was lead in the petrol. We're one of the last few generations that, luckily enough, had a childhood. Alright, well anyway, I'm going to end the video on that note. Everyone there, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button, it's just down there, and there's some more videos hovering around over here somewhere. In the meantime, you all take care of yourselves, mind how you go, ride safe, and as always, laters.